is going to be here before we know it. So we're turning to Dale Carey, Regional Manager at Tire Discounters in Louisville, to just talk about some things we need to do to get our cars ready for winter. We'll start with tires. That's your area of expertise.
That's correct.
What should we consider about our tires?
Well, let's start with the basics. First of all, make sure you've got good tread. And a couple of things, there is a gauge that you can check, and it has the red, yellow, and green, or you can grab a penny, and if you look at the head, when you stick it down into the tire, if the head starts to disappear, you've got good tread. If it doesn't go down there, your tires are worn too much, and you need to consider replacing them.
Okay. Should we have a different tire for the winter in this area?
A winter tire is always advised, and it's best. Even when it's dry, when it's cold, regular tires do not adhere like a winter tire will. A winter tire will grab the road. So, and if you look at these tires right here, you can see all different kinds of tread designs, and they all have a different purpose. These two are truck tires, but this one here is an all-terrain, much better traction. This one's more of a touring tire. It's going to be quiet, be good on your Escalade, but you're really not going to get the traction you'll get out of something like this one.
Okay, so you can ask an expert, and they can tell you what kind of tire in particular. I want to walk over here because you've got this whole kit set up for me.
Yes.
And you said these are the things that we should have in our cars. Everybody should have. So walk me through it.
Absolutely. You know, we've got a couple different emergency road kits. And if you look, there's different things. You don't have to have the biggest one. They're not overly expensive. They're going to have your basic items that you need. You're going to have jumper cables, an emergency marker. You're going to have a poncho. You're going to have a first aid kit and a flashlight.
Okay.
Over here, you pick up a tow rope, and you pick up an air pump for pumping them up, and a blanket. So they talk about carrying a blanket. This one actually has a blanket inside. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have some extra clothing, a jacket, gloves. These gloves are actually friendly for smartphones. They actually work, so you don't have to take them off to use your smartphone. And of course, a scraper.
And the scraper. You've got de-icer back there.
You never know if the vehicle's sitting outside, and then having some covering for your head to keep the heat in case you're outside makes a lot of sense. And then a shovel that expands and contracts so you can keep it and not take up too much room.
Now, one thing I saw on your list that we don't have on the table, kitty litter. What does that do for you if you have it in a kit?
Traction.
Okay.
So if you're spinning, you can get the kitty litter under there or the sand and get some traction to get going.
Real quickly, what do we do with antifreeze for the winter?
Oh, very important. One, I would recommend that someone professional check the antifreeze or the coolant, and never check it when it's hot because it could scald you. But you are checking for the boiling point and the freezing point, but you're also checking for alkalinity and the health of the coolant to make sure that it's performing its job.
All right, very good, Dale. Some really good advice to save us a lot of trouble on the roads. Thank you very much. We'll have a link to this segment and all of these pieces of information on WDRB.com.